Hey, it's Brian with the Midnight Mechanic, and today we're going to show you how to remove the rear axle from your S197 Mustang. Now this is our 2008 GT. If you have a 2010 and up, it might be a little bit different, but as far as an 05 to 09, I know it's the same. This one we need to pull out because we're stripping this car for parts and we sold the axle. It's really easy to get out, so don't be intimidated by pulling something large like a rear axle. It's just a whole bunch of little steps you need to do, but it'll come out. You just have to be careful, and we'll show you how to do it. All right, before you get started, make sure your car is on a level surface. I've already started working on this car before I realized I never told you guys this, so don't just ignore the way the car looks right now because this is the beginning of the video. But we obviously have it up on a lift. We're being a little bit careful. I got a post in the front to keep the front from falling off, and I got a big transmission jack that goes all the way up to hold the axle. So I'm being really safe, but if you're doing it on the ground, make sure your front won't roll because you're removing your parking brakes, you're removing your drive shaft. You're removing everything that'll keep your car from rolling. So make sure you chock the front tires or get it up level on jack stands or anything like that where you can keep the car up in the air so you can get that axle out. Just be really careful it doesn't fall on you. This is one of those things that could really make your car fall and hurt you if you're not careful. We obviously are being extra careful with all different posts and things trying to keep this thing from falling off the lift. I'm always super careful because I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want any of you guys to hurt yourself. So hopefully you guys get it all level and are ready to work. So here's a list of stuff that you need to remove to get your rear axle off. There's a hydraulic hose for your caliper that goes up on the body. Right along with that is your wheel speed sensor connector, and that's right up there beside the hose. Then you have your sway bar, you have your shock, your panhard bar, your lower control arm. There's a link on top of the rear axle that will show you, and then the parking brake cables, which are down a little bit further. But they're all really easy to get out. It's just a whole bunch of little stuff you need to take out. And then you got to be careful because you want to make sure that your car's level. So here we are. We're going to go down the list. Right up here on either side, there is your hydraulic connection for your caliper and the electrical connection for your wheel speed sensor. And over here, your lower shock mount. You're going to want to take that one out. It's a lot more difficult to get the top one out. So just go ahead and take that out. Then right here, take off your sway bar mount on the lower side here. Up here's your panhard. Take it off on this side. And if you need to replace your panhard bar, you can do it with it off. It's a lot easier that way. Go ahead and remove it from up there. That way it'll drop out easier. The lower control arms, just take this lower one out right here. You can take it out all the way over here and remove it all together. It's probably easier if you just do this and move it out of the way, especially if it's sitting like ours where it's sitting right on there. Then on top of that, what you're going to do is up here on top is the upper link. You're going to take that upper bolt out right there. That will release the top part. Now your parking brake cables. If you're looking at the axle, come up here with the drive shaft, and right here is where your parking brake cables are going to come off. Now, those right there can only come off if your parking brake is disengaged. So remember that. Then the last thing you need to do, which is also the first thing you're going to remove, is your drive shaft right here. So the way your drive shaft comes off is it has bolts that bolt it to the pinion in the back, and then it has a center bearing that has 2 bolts to the body. This is part of the 2-piece drive shaft. Obviously, it's a center section of that. Then when you go to the front of the transmission, it's got some bolts that bolt it to the tail of the transmission. Now you can take that off without draining the fluid. It'll keep it from getting messy. On a lot of cars with a slip yoke where it slides into it, when you pull that out, fluid's going to come off. This is bolted in, so you don't have to worry about that. I've actually already drained the fluid out of this because we're pulling the engine and transmission anyway, and I wanted to have it out, but you don't need to do that. All it is 6 bolts in the back and I think 4 in the front. There's 10mm bolts and there's 6. Once you take them out, you can pop them off. Sometimes you might have to bonk it with a rubber mallet or pry them just a little bit, but a lot of times you can just take them and pop them right off. And ours is a manual transmission. If it's an automatic, put it in neutral. You just have to make sure the parking brake is off and it's not in gear. Now with the rear out, we can go ahead and move over to start getting this front one out. Now these are 12 points, 12 millimeter sockets. So these really get stuck on here sometimes. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the crowbar in here to keep this thing from moving around. Now that those are off, I can take the crowbar, just pop that off a little bit. Now we're going to remove this center bearing. See on either side there, hard to see, there's a bolt. There's one up here, and on the other side, there's one up here. Those are 13 millimeters. Obviously, they're 6-point. So you may need to get a long extension or even a short extension on a ratchet and get up around your exhaust if you don't want to remove your exhaust. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little wobble, and I'm going to go ahead and take it out that way. Now that you have it all the way unbolted, you can go ahead and slide it straight out the back. Now this exhaust right here is kind of limiting things. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove it straight out through this little hole right underneath the pinion. That way it'll all come out and it won't cause too much of a problem. It's a little heavy and a little awkward. As long as you're careful, you can normally get it out here. Even if your exhaust is really annoying like this one. Just like that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the parking brake cable right here. It's undone, so it's not under any tension. It won't come off if it's under tension, obviously. So the way you do it is you have to turn it to a point where you can slide it out of the notch here. So do the one, and then get the other one. So I have a little trick where I put a 13 millimeter on there, but it wouldn't fit over this. So basically what you have to do is it has two little tangs here. So you kind of have to push one down and get it off to the side and then push the other down, and then it'll come back through the hole. It's kind of a pain, but that's the only real way to do it. So now on the parking brake cables, right here there's a bracket, and that's where the parking brake cable goes into. It's pinched in here on the end. It's a 10 millimeter. Obviously I can't take it off because I put the lift right on top of it, but I'm not reusing this rear axle, and the guy that's buying it can go ahead and bend his new bracket to go on there off of his old axle. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to bend that bracket back a little bit and pull this line out from that bracket. So up here, there's another parking brake thing. It's just a 10 millimeter. So just go ahead and take that one off. Then your parking brake system is all done. All right, so up here is the wiring for your wheel speed sensor. So you're going to undo this right here. Then right here is where your brake line goes in, and you're going to unscrew this right here. The bracket right here comes off with the 10 millimeter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the wiring off first. Then I'm going to undo this and take the bracket off. This right here stays hooked onto it, but you can slide it off. The way to do it is right here on the back side. Just push that in and pull it forward. The problem you end up with on this is it gets really dirty, but we got it out. Now right here, I'm going to use what's called a flare nut wrench. It keeps it from rounding off when I use one like this instead of just a regular old box end wrench. So I'm going to go ahead and take that one off and then take the bracket off. Am I going in the right direction? Yeah. I know.
It's the epitome of a YouTube mechanic.
Do what?
It's the epitome of a YouTube mechanic.
Yeah. So now I'm going to go ahead and remove the bracket off the car because it's connected to the brake hose that's connected to the caliper. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off. Now that entire setup is loose of the axle. All right, now we have the wheel speed sensor unplugged. We have the brake hose off. I'm going to go ahead and step over now to go ahead and removing the sway bar. The way I'm going to do it is just remove the brackets on the end with the bushings there. So there's 2 bolts on either side here. I'm going to buzz those off and then let it swing down out of the way. Okay, so the ends are off now and the sway bar is swinging free. So now I'm going to move over here to the panhard rod. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove it from the body side and leave it on the axle because, one, I'm not going to sell it because it's a factory part that's not upgraded. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it on there because the guy might want to use it, he might not, but I can't sell it and it's just going to be in my way if I don't. So what it is it's a 18 millimeter, and I'm just going to unbolt it. So now I'm going to go remove these lower control arms. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove them off the axle side. I'll probably have to loosen them up on the frame side, but I'm going to loosen them up here, take these bolts out and drop them out of the way so they'll allow the axle to drop down. After that's over, then I can go ahead and remove the things like the upper mount and the shocks. Good. All right, now this thing is completely loose. As you saw by when I took it off, it kind of popped loose. It's kind of unstable right now, so be very careful. Make sure you have something jacked up underneath. You could probably take this top one out differently than I did. It's just a little safer with me taking it out the way I am because I have it up in the air like this. But this is probably a good way to do it as long as you have everything supported. So I'm going to go ahead and take this top link out of it, and then I can go ahead and remove the shocks. I have the shocks still in it and attached because they'll keep the axle from falling completely out. But I'm going to go ahead and remove this top mount. All right, so now the only thing holding this axle on now is the shocks. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these, but be very careful because it's going to want to fall out if you don't have it supported correctly. We have the jack in the middle and I have it chained up to that jack so it will not fall off of that. But I'm still going to be super careful because obviously it's about 6 feet up in the air. Do not want it to fall on my feet. All right, so now I have everything off. Look around and make sure that you didn't miss anything. Go through top to bottom, check it, and make sure nothing is still bolted on and attached. Drive shafts off, everything. Go through. The springs will hang on here because they're kind of on there with little rubber pieces. So they're not attached to anything. They're just kind of stuck on there. So they may hang up a little bit when you let them out, but they're not going to be a huge deal. So now that everything is off, I can go ahead and start lowering my jack down to go ahead and pull the axle out. Nothing's attached anymore, right?
No. Just gonna hit that track bar.
We good? All right. Make sure you take your springs off and don't let that happen. So there you go. It's a little bit time consuming and you got to be really careful because this is something that you can really hurt yourself with. Having the car fall on you, having the axle fall on you, having the springs fall on your toes, which we were lucky we didn't happen, but came real close. So if there's anything else you'd like to learn about, don't forget to post down below in the comments. And follow our Instagram at The Midnight Mech, TikTok at The Midnight Mechanic, get some merchandise, themidnightmech.com, and subscribe to our channel to see all of our how-tos and more of our shows. See you guys next time. right, so